Yo, what's going on? VolcanoBeats live from the lab, Studio B, Pots and Pan Audio. Today, I'm going to be showing you one of the dopest, nicest plugins that came out recently, Beatskillz SampleX 2. Me being the sampler-loving person that I am, you know I had to cop this one. Basically, it's an emulation of 4 dope samplers. I own 3 of them, so I got some like caviar ears when it comes to stuff like this. I want to see if it sounds like the real thing. So we're going to get into basically the new controls on there. They refined it. They made it a lot better. I used the first version. I bought it, and it's just been in my library for a while. I haven't really used it that much because it didn't really hit me. This one hit me. It hit me hard. So we're going to get into it. But first, hit that subscribe, hit that like. We're going to keep it going, keep it moving. Now let's get into that plugin, SampleX, Beatskillz. Let's go. All right, let's get it going. This thing is pretty dope. I was excited when I saw they dropped the version 2. Pulled out the credit card, hit it up immediately. This thing, I liked version 1, but this one added a few features that I'm really excited about. Starting off left to right, we got our bit depth. We can go all the way from 4 all the way up to modern 24. So I don't even know what 4-bit audio sounds like, but we can go all the way down there up to 24. You double click any setting and that gets you back to the default. So 12-bit is the default. 48 kilohertz on the sample rate, and 2000 is the lowest you can make that. So like I say, double click on it just to get it back to the default. Shift would be your aliasing, so you can go up and down like the old school trick of how they used to sample or speed up the record and slow it down, and that aliasing that came from it. Basically, it's emulated with this fader right here. That's how you can get some of that feel. You got your drive. So I'm a proud owner of like 3 of the 4 samplers that they're emulating inside of here, and I can kind of attest that, yeah, using that drive section on the old school samplers give it a texture. So I'm glad they put that in there. And then you got your width. So the width is a way to give you mono. So if you go all the way down to the bottom, it gives you mono. Just being at the default is just regular stereo, but then you can push like widen the stereo image if you go all the way up. So that's a cool feature. You got the 4 machines, 1, 2, 3, 4. So they say that this is not just a bit crusher. This is not just an effect. They actually emulated the actual samplers, which is pretty dope. This one I think is the MPC 60. This one is the Akai S900, S950. This one will be the SP12, SP1200. It looked like an SP12, but I'm pretty sure it's the SP1200. And this one, even though it's yellow, it's the Roland S550. And I'm a proud owner of the MPC 60, the S900, and the S550. The SB1200 would probably be like every keyboard and synthesizer I got. I would have to sell them all to get it, so I don't think I'm getting that one anytime soon. I like the look gooey. Like I say, the first version was pretty dope, but they took it to a new level with this one. Like something like this, you hit the control, like that's the on and off control, taking out the disc. That's super dope to me. Like it does nothing, but it's pretty dope. And when you click each one, you got basically like their engine that they emulated to get the sound for this sampler. So these aren't just buttons that make them look different or make them look cute to you, like you might like the yellow. Nah, that's the S550 you sampling through. That's how you got to go into it with that mind state. So next up, we got the low pass filter. That was on the first one, but then they put a high pass on it, so that's nice. You got your input before all of this, and then you got your output, and then you got your dry wet. They gave us a few more presets, which is nice. Like you can see which ones they are emulating with this MP60 ES 950. I'm guessing this one is just like a combination of the ones. Then you got your Roland S550, and then your SP1200. So yeah, this one's pretty nice. I got 3, so I have them all in the aux, and I'm just gonna click them on and off and just show you exactly what these parameters, what they sound like and what they do. So let me enable it. You can kind of hear the air texture already in that sample. Go up to 24, it kind of goes away. But the lower you go, the more it. It's like more like a white noise type of thing. But it's like that what we crave for those old machines. So it sounds pretty good. And you, like I said, you can click through each machine to see how it would sound on each machine. They sound kind of similar to my ears, but there might be slight differences. Nah, you hear it on that one. So on the S550, you definitely hear it. Well, you can hear it on all of them now. I'm going backwards. So that's pretty dope that they basically gave you 4 different things in one. Instead of just giving you the presets, they gave you the actual engine to create your own, which is nice. We go with our sample rate. We're going to stay on the MPC 60 for the demo purposes. So yeah, we can get our sample rate all the way down to 2,000. All the way up to 48,000, 48 kilohertz. So let's stay at about 32 to keep it like true to the 60. Put it back up to 12. Our shift, that's our aliasing. And what's nice about this, you don't have to play around with the pitch. See, back in the day, they had to pitch something, like the record automatically pitched it down when you sped it up. Slowed it down, or pitched it up when you sped it up. So you get the aliasing without it messing with your pitch. So I can have a bass player play to this and it won't be all off for him. Or a piano player drop some keys on here, it won't be off to him. So that's nice. That's a cool feature. Like I said, you could double click anything to put it back to its default. And you got your drive circuit to add some texture. Now this is the coolest thing they added to this new one, is this width. So we're gonna push it up. Definitely heard that. Yeah, it's slight, but you can hear it. It's nice, just a way to add, like, just give you basically a different texture to your samples or beats or drums or whatever you use this on. And when you go negative, it makes it mono. You can hear slight differences. Now let's go down to our low pass filter with resonance control. And this low pass filter is heard to be like a Moog ladder type of filter, which is nice. You can hear that. You can hear the resonance and hear that. I don't know the exact slope, but if it's a ladder, I'm guessing it's a 2 or a 4 pole, one or the other. Probably a 2 pole. Because it don't sound super aggressive to me, so it's probably a 2 pole, like a 12 dB per octave. Let's go over to the high. That one sounds good. Then we have our input, our output, and our mix control. So let's dial back the mix and see how it sounds compared to the effective signal. Definitely added a lot of texture. And you can put that in any combination. So let's set them all to default and put it over some drums and see what we get. Just a drum break. Nice. Let me drive a little bit. And I'm gonna leave my sample rate like these things didn't get up to 44, so there's no point in me going up to 44 or 48. because that's the whole point of me putting it on, so I can get some texture. So I don't need to have it in current standards. I'm gonna keep it at 32 or lower on the sample rate side. I like that. That's nice. Oh man, that snare popped out when I pushed it up. Let's open this thing up and see how much of this stuff is MIDI mappable. Nice. A lot of it is. So yeah, that's pretty dope. Yeah, a lot of this is MIDI mappable, so you can map it to a controller and get it in. So yeah, it gives it a nice texture. I'm loving this thing. Let's see how this. Well, let's go with the SP1200. Let's see how that one sounds. Ah, yeah, you definitely hear that. Yeah, at first it was like a little slight difference, but when you start configuring the controls, yes, you can hear the big difference in the samplers. I like that. Yeah, I like that. I like the resonance on this sample. I mean, on this filter, it sounds nice. And this dry wet mix is nice. So many times when you're using like these type of effects, you don't get the option to have a dry wet. Nice. All right, let's see how this is the Roland S550, which sadly I don't use as much as I should. I've had that thing for like 2 years now. It seems like they made that one have like it's the most lo-fi of the four. So this might be a major key for people making that type of music. This one just kills all the all the upper texture. And lastly, let's go to the S900, S950. And that's nice for people like myself that got an S900, S950. We know we don't have this filter. The MPC doesn't either. I'm sorry, the S900 does have a filter. The MPC doesn't. So yeah, it's pretty dope to have this filter on the MPC 60. You heard it. It's meatier. The 900 is meatier than the 60. That's kind of weird though in real life. They really don't sound that much different. Yeah, that S900 is probably the best emulation out of the four in my opinion. Yeah, it kills some of the highs. This 1200, which basically is the ring mod, the ring king, I would call it. So that's where the aliasing come from. So I can understand why they made it heavy on the SP1200. So that's dope. And all the highs I killed on this one. So yeah, all four different textures can be used for different reasons. It seems like the most heavy-handed one is the S550, and the least heavy-handed is the MPC 60, with the meatiest one being the S950. That's pretty dope, man. So I'm gonna throw it across the beat real quick. Let me zero everything out. I'm gonna put this up to 40. I'm gonna bring this one down gradually because it's over a whole beat. this filter sounds phenomenal to me. At noon, 12 o'clock, oh my God. Yeah, this definitely has to be a 2-pole because the filter is so smooth. That's nice. Let's bring it down to 32. Put it at 12. I just got my 60 back a few months ago, like about 6 months ago. Like, man, I should have brought this out before I bought myself another 60. Because this 60 emulation sounds phenomenal. I haven't gotten a chance to do a full comparison between the real ones, but these things sound pretty good, man. Like I said, I got 3 of them, so I'm going to probably do a full comparison with the real units. But right now, I just wanted to basically just inform the peoples, man. This is a pretty dope plugin, especially if you make boom bapish type of hip hop like me. Cool, and lastly, because we're on the beat, I'll try some of my preset options down here. So let's just grab something out of the S550 Lo-Fi A. That sounds beautiful. Let's just cycle through a few of them. Oh my God, that sounds good. Yeah, I like the MPC 60 emulation. Let's go over to the S950. Yeah, they definitely nailed the texture. I would say that. Nice. Oh, that's disgusting. So yeah, all in all, this is definitely a great plugin. Definitely worth the price of admission to take you down, basically down memory lane of all the great samplers that, if you look on eBay, are going for almost how much they cost when they came out. And you know, these things were really expensive back in the day, so they almost cost what they came out what they cost when they came out in those times nowadays. So to be able to get some of the texture from some of those is pretty dope. I think this thing is on sale at Plugin Boutique right now for like $40. So yeah, this is definitely on the cop list. I had to grab it as soon as I saw that they made a version 2 because I had version 1. I liked it, but not as much as I like this one. This is definitely gonna be on a lot of my drum buses and stuff like that and bass buses. So that's the way I see myself using it the most, on drums and like bass to add texture. So check it out. Got a link in my description. Let me know what you think about it. Hit me in the comments. Let me know how you would use it, if you're using it, if you heard about it coming out. Just bless me with some info. I might be sleep on something you may be using, or I might have did some parameters on here that you like, man, what about that? So just let me know. Keep me in tune. Subscribe. Stick with me. We're going to keep it going. Peace.